Our third unit is taxonomic categories. So when we do classification, so classification is not a one-step process. We have different ranks and category in classification. Arrangement of these ranks and categories is referred as taxonomical hierarchy. So classification is not a single step process but involves hierarchy of steps in which each step represents a rank or category. Since the category is a part of overall taxonomic arrangement, is called taxonomic category. Okay, then all categories together constitute taxonomical hierarchy. Now each category referred to as unit of classification in fact represents a rank. It is commonly referred as taxon and plural is taxa. Okay, that I have discussed earlier. Now there are 7 obligate categories. Okay, so in classification we have 7 obligate categories, that is species, then genus, then family, then order, then class, then phylum in case of animal and division in case of plant, and then finally kingdom. So these are 7 obligate categories that we have to study, okay, in this taxonomical category. Species is lowest category and kingdom is highest category. Okay, so what you will observe, out of these 7 obligate categories, only species have real existence. So what you observe is species, rest are categories created for the convenience of study. Okay, now so maximum number of common character you will find at the level of species and minimum number of common character you will find at the level of kingdom. So that means as we move up in taxonomical hierarchy, number of common character keeps on decreasing. Okay, whereas in terms of number of individual, maximum number of individual is present at the level of kingdom and minimum number of individual is present at the level of species. Okay, so these are 7 obligate category. Now we will discuss each category one by one. Now first category is species. So what is species? Species is group of closely related individual with fundamental similarity, okay, and they are able to interbreed among themselves and produce fertile offspring, and they are reproductively isolated from all other such group. Okay, this is biological concept of species and this is most accepted concept of species. Okay, so closely related species based on so one species from other closely related species based on the distinct morphological differences. That means if 2 species are closely related, but when you observe morphology of those 2 species, there will be distinction in their morphology. Now then, for example, Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, potato, Panthera leo, all 3 named indica, tuberosum and leo represent the specific epithet, while the first word, that is Mangifera, Solanum and Panthera, are genera. Okay, so genera is higher to this species in terms of category. Now Solanum is a genus which includes species such as Nigrum, Melangena apart from tuberosum. Nigrum is McCoy and Melangena is brinjal. Okay, now for human, genus is Homo and species is sapiens. So thus the name of human is Homo sapiens. Then genus is group of closely related species having less number of common character with respect to individual of a species. So it is group of related species which has more characteristics in common in comparison to species of other genera. Okay, that means it is group of closely related species having more character in common comparison to species of other genera. Now for example, potato is a genus, okay, brinjal is a genus, but their species is different. Their genus is same, that is Solanum, but species is different. For potato it is tuberosum, whereas for brinjal it is Melangena. Similarly for lion, leopard and tiger, genus is same, that is Panthera, whereas species is different, that is Leo, Pardus and Tigris. So with several common features, all are all species of the genus Panthera. This genus differ from other genus Felis, that is cat. Okay, so genus Panthera differs from genus Felis. Felis domestica is cat. Now next category in taxonomical hierarchy is family. Family is nothing but it is group of closely related genera with still less number of similarity as compared to genus and species. Okay, so if you want to create a family, this is very important point. If you want to create a family in case of plant, so what you will use? You will use vegetative and reproductive feature, okay, of plant. Now, there are examples in plant. For example, Solanum, Petunia and Datura. These are three different genus, but they belong to same family, that is Solanaceae. Okay. Now, then among animal, genus Panthera, comprising of lion, tiger and leopard, along with genus Felis, belongs to same family, that is Felidae. Okay. So, and this family Felidae is different from dog family, that is Felidae is different from dog family, that is Canidae. Okay. Now, one point which is not implicit in NCERT but you must know, name of family in case of plant always ends with AC. ACAE, AC, like Solanaceae, then Fabaceae, okay, then Asteraceae. So everywhere name always ends with AC, ACAE, okay. This is a feature of name of family. Now, next is order. So as I have told you, as we move up in taxonomical hierarchy, this is our taxonomical hierarchy. So as we move up in taxonomical hierarchy, number of common character keeps on decreasing. So classification order onwards become difficult. Order is group of related family. So classification order onwards become difficult as number of common character becomes less. So in order to overcome this problem, what we do, we use aggregate of characters, that is composite character. We take character from different sources and make a single character, and on the basis of which orders are created. So we say order and other higher taxonomic category are identified based on aggregate of character, because number of common character keeps on decreasing as we move up in taxonomical hierarchy. For example, plant family Convolvulaceae and Solanaceae belongs to same order Polymoniales, and this order is created on the basis of floral character. You have to remember this, okay. So in case of family, we use vegetative and reproductive character. Here for creation of this character, this order Polymoniales, we used floral character. Now, in case of plant, name of order ends with ales. Polymoniales, Sapindales, Poales. So everywhere name is ending with ales. Okay. So this is again not implicit in NCERT, but it is explicit in NCERT. It is implicit in NCERT. Name of order always ends with ales. Okay. Now, next category is class. So class includes related orders. For example, order Primata, comprising of monkey, gorilla and gibbon, is placed in class Mammalia, and Mammalia includes all those animals in which female have mammary gland to feed their young ones, and they also show secondary sexual character. Both male and female show secondary sexual character. Then Carnivora, that includes like animal, tiger, cat and dog, is also placed in class Mammalia. Okay. Now then phylum, and for animal it is phylum, for plant it is division. Okay. So phylum or division includes related classes. Okay. So classes comprising animals like fishes, amphibians, reptile, bird along with mammal constitute the next higher category called phylum. All these based on common feature like presence of notochord, that is vertebrate and invertebrates, that is dorsal hollow neural system. Okay, so all those which have dorsal hollow neural system are placed in chordata. So similarly in case of plant we have division, okay, like angiosperm, gymnosperm, etc. Then we have kingdom. So kingdom, there are 5 different kingdoms that we have to study separately, that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia and Plantae. Out of these 5, 4 will be covered by me and Animalia will be covered by zoology teacher. Okay, so there are 5 different kingdoms which we have to study. So there is one table and question have been asked from this part. You have to remember this table. There is classification of 4 organisms, that is man, housefly, mango and wheat, 2 animal and 2 plants. So you have to remember this hierarchy. Okay, genus is Homo, okay, family is Hominidae, order is Primata, class is Mammalia, and phylum or division is Chordata, and kingdom is Animalia. So you have to remember these names. These are objective facts which you have to remember. Question have been asked from this part and it will be asked again. Okay, I think question is asked from this part or was asked from this part. Okay, housefly.